Hello YouTube, Dave here again. I don't often get a chance to really talk about it, but one of my favorite movie series of all time would have to be the Alien franchise. Now I know in May 2017, or I guess May of this year now that it is 2017, there's going to be a brand new Alien movie coming out, Alien Covenant, which I'm really looking forward to. And I thought that I would just kind of take an opportunity to show off some of the alien-related items that I have in my collection. There's a couple things that I picked up today that I'm going to show off at the end of the video. But again, it's something that I just kind of wanted to talk about because, again, I love the Alien franchise. I think a lot of it may have to do with the fact that Aliens, and Alien 3 were the first R-rated movies that I ever saw back when I was a kid, and I saw them uncut and uncensored, so they weren't the TV versions. So with that in mind, I've had a few copies of the movies over the years, but the one that I currently have would be the Alien Quadrilogy, or Anthology I should say, on Blu-ray. I had the Quadrilogy, which was the DVD set, but I managed to pick this up for, I think it was on sale for only like $20 or $30 at the time. I think it's become cheaper now, but this is shortly after it came out, so it was actually really cool. And inside, you just kind of have this really nice looking, almost looks like a book type of thing, and it's got all four of the feature films that had come out bearing the Alien name to date. So Ridley Scott's Alien, and in between just has some pretty cool pictures from the movie itself. Aliens. And actually, this is probably, honestly, my favorite of the Alien movies is Alien 3. Definitely not a perfect film, definitely has some flaws going on. It is a great example of studio interference, unfortunately. But if you watch the assembly cut instead of the theatrical version, there's a lot more to the movie, and it goes a long way to actually fleshing out a lot of the inmate characters. And there's something about it. Alien 3 was always the first one I wanted to get. So, like when I was in, showing how long ago this was, when I was in Blockbuster, they had, when I was in Zellers in New Minas, Nova Scotia, back when Zellers was still a thing in Canada. They had the first three movies, because that's all that was out at the time, I believe, on VHS. And I only had the amount of money to afford one of them, so I ended up buying Alien 3. A few years later, when I had the ability to watch DVDs, I picked up the Quadrilogy. I got it on sale. It was regular price, I think it was around $70 or $80 at the time, because it was a 9-disc DVD set, but I got it on a Boxing Week sale. I think it was only about $20 or $30. So I got that, and the first movie I watched was Alien 3. And the same thing with the Blu-ray. The Blu-ray actually is a lot better for Alien 3 than the DVD was. The DVD audio for the added scenes that were put back in for the assembly cut was very staticky, not very good. But in the Blu-ray version, you can't even tell that they're sort of extended scene type of thing. So really cool. And then, of course, there's the movie that I tried so many times to watch and just can't stand, and that is Alien Resurrection. Just a little too kind of... I mean, it was written by Joss Whedon, but again, with heavy interference from the studio with the direction that they wanted to take. And the one thing I will say about it is, if you watch Alien Resurrection, you can see the seeds planted for what would become Firefly, which is one of the greatest things to have ever happened. So there's a little bit of that in this, with there being sort of an evil government instead of the corporation. The smugglers, all have very strong personalities. But in the end, it just ended up being kind of a goofy movie, and the human-alien hybrid was just awful looking, and I don't really want to even get into that. It's a movie I've tried a few times to like and just couldn't get to it. But there's also some making of for each of the movies, which is pretty cool. So it goes in, has making for all the things, just some viewer's guide and stuff and like that in the back. So anyway, that's pretty cool. Watch those, try to watch them, at least one of the movies once a year type of thing. I also have on DVD, the Alien vs. Predator movies. I went to go see this one in theaters when it first came out. I was really stoked for it. Didn't really know much about it. I tried to stay away from spoilers and reviews and everything. And I actually had a free ticket to go in and see it, because I had bought the special edition Predator DVD, and it included a free pass to see Alien vs. Predator. So I didn't spend any money to go see it, which was probably good, because if I had a really kind of disappointing movie, they went for a PG-13 rating. As you can see there, the 13. And you can't have Alien and Predators, which were two very R-rated film franchises, be PG-13 and have it any good at all. There were some interesting scenes with the Alien and the Predators fighting. The scene at the end with the Queen was kind of cool, but the Predator, when unmasked, just looked awful. So this one is probably one that you could definitely steer clear of. And then there was Alien vs. Predator Requiem. This was the follow-up to the original AVP. This one wasn't bad. I can watch this one and sit down and enjoy watching it. You kind of have to shut off your brain type of thing. But still, you know, you get more of what you wanted from the Alien vs. Predator. The Predator in this one does not team up with the humans and, you know, to be the good guy. The Predator kills humans as well as aliens, so there's that. I've heard people complain that the movie is too dark and that you can't see what's going on. I've never had that problem. I've always been able to make out what's going on, but that's another criticism about it. I like the fact that it brought back the look of the aliens from the movie Aliens with the sort of the ridged crest instead of the smooth domes, but anyway, that's pretty well that. Now, also, for someone who grew up as a child through the 80s and the 90s, something that may not seem like it would possibly exist in these days was Kenner, a toy company, manufactured a line of action figures for the Alien series aimed towards children, which is probably something that you couldn't do today, have an R-rated film franchise release toys for kids. I ended up getting most of the first wave, although over the years, you know, some of them have gone missing. Some of them may even been given away to friends or younger relatives. But I did keep all of the Alien toys. So I'm just going to show off the ones that I have here. Now, like I said, I only got the first wave, which had 4 different Alien types. But I've got here, this was the Bull Alien. So the toy franchise really played on the fact that the xenomorphs take on the characteristics of whatever they burst out of. So this one came out of a bull and looks really cool. You know, love the horns. Really cool paint job. And, you know, the fact that this came out in, like, let's have a look here. 92, it looks like. It says on the bottom. So just really cool. And the action feature of this is that there's a thing on the side here, and if you push it, it shoots its head out like it's, you know, goring. So that's pretty cool. Like I said, this is the first one that I ended up getting from the line. The second one here was probably one of my favorites growing up as a kid because it looked like the ones from the Alien movies, or Aliens movie, and that is the Scorpion Alien. It's just really cool. Its gimmick is, I'm not going to do it just because it's kind of hard to push in the button these days. It's getting a little old, but there's a button on the back here. Actually, let's just give it a try, see if I can get it. And if you push it, the thing explodes. So let's see if I can get it to, there we go. So it just like explodes into the front and back pieces, and the head actually has like some kind of like guts and stuff on it, which is cool. Although they made it red, which was interesting because I figured that with the acid blood it would have made more sense to have it sort of be like a green. But that's that one. Let's just see if I can get it back together here, because that's the other thing that can be difficult, is that it can be difficult to get it back together just because, you know, there we go. This is 24 years old, he's 25 years old now at this point. Wow. The third one is the Gorilla Alien. And this is kind of a big, massive, brute one, giant crest on it. And it had 2 different action features, this one did, so you can have things on the back here that you squeeze in, and it just kind of does this crushing thing with its arms. The head's also soft, and there's a little hole in its inner mouth. And it's probably not going to show up too well in the camera, but you basically would dip this in water, drop some water, and then you could spit water, you know, spit acid. So that was pretty cool. I really like these figures. So like I said, these were ones that I made sure to hold on to. And then finally is the Alien Queen. So this one was, as you can see, it's a little bit bigger than the other ones. Not significantly, definitely not the proportions that they had in the movie. But it's still pretty cool. It has 3 sets of arms on it with these little tiny arms on the front here. And 2 lower sets. This one also has 2 action features. One is, I don't know how well it's going to work now, but there's this kind of a soft thing here. And if you push it in with some force, it shoots out the inner mouth. That's actually working pretty good. Normally it doesn't work that well. And the other one here is just a button on the side, which you push in and it whips its tail. I tried not to do that one too much because I actually had another one of these, the first one that I got, and the spring inside had broken, so the thing was kind of always sitting off to the side. So when I got the replacement one, I made sure not to really use the tail whip feature too much. So anyway, each of those alien figures also came, I'm just going to put them in the background here, they also came with a comic inside. And it was a series of comics that you had to get all the figures to get the full story for. Unfortunately, I don't have those comics anymore. I really don't know what happened to them. Keep in mind, 1992, I was only 9 years old, so probably didn't keep the best care of them. But anyway, it was really cool series. And again, something they probably wouldn't do nowadays, market it towards children, something like that. But the reason I wanted to show all that off is because, like I said, I got myself a couple things today, which I normally wouldn't have done. But I just pretty much had to. So the first thing I'm going to show off here is the pop vinyl, which I don't normally get pop vinyls, but this one is the Alien Queen. So I saw this for 20 bucks and I just had to get it. I wanted to pick this up before Christmas, but they ran out on the day that I actually had the money to go get it, which kind of sucks. So I saw it there today while I was out, and just like I said, just had to pick it up. So I haven't opened it up yet, so let's just have a look here. Now, normally with my figures and stuff, I keep them sealed in the packages. That's not going to happen with today's purchases. I'm probably going to keep the box, though, for the Alien Queen. So, let's just have a look here. And, yeah. So, pretty cool. This one is not a bobblehead like a lot of them are. Rigid pose. It's got the tail. The crest looks really cool. The teeth, the only thing I kind of wish is that the mouth was open so that they could show a little inner mouth inside, but that's okay. And it also has the feet kind of like, some plastic stuck on there, designed kind of like the high heels, which I believe was part of the design in the movie to make it sort of more feminine type of thing. But that's the Alien Queen, and stands up pretty well. The tail's obviously like a balance point as well, because if you look, the back foot kind of lifts off a little bit there, but that's okay. So there's that. Not much to that one. But the main thing that I wanted to get today was, anyone familiar with NECA Toys? They have some retro lines that they do. And one of the things that they put out was an updated version of the Gorilla Alien. So this guy here is an updated version of that. So I saw this. I got this from Giant Robot Game in Dartmouth, Nova Scotia, if you're ever in the area. And it's just really, really awesome looking. And it comes with a comic, which I believe is a reprint of the original comic that it came with. And this thing looks like it's going to be pretty massive. And I don't want to leave this in the packaging. I want to take this out and kind of pose it around or see what I can do with it. So I'm just going to open up the box. I'm going to keep the cardboard insert that comes with it, as well as obviously the comic and stuff. So I'm just going to open this up, and we'll come back and have a look at it. Alright, so I got everything taken out. I haven't fiddled with anything yet. I just wanted to kind of remove it, and we'll kind of look at it together type of thing here. One thing I will say is it does have a very strong plastic smell when you first open it up, so be prepared for that. Wasn't too bad, but it was strong, which I'm assuming will, hopefully fade over time. And it's not cardboard, it's just kind of paper inserts that they had, but I am going to hold on to these just for collector purposes. So there's the one that was kind of in the front, and this is the one that was on the back there with the alien on it. And on the back it has information on the Gorilla Alien. It comes from the jungle planet of Zeven. It gives calling information. high blood acid concentration, rapid fire weapons, crack exoskeleton for destruction point, which is pretty cool. Dark, empty, silent. This is deep space, and vicious aliens are attacking. One force has the guns and the guts to face the ugly monsters. They send in the heavy metal, send in the space marines, the invasion is on. So I almost want to say that's what they had back in the day on the back of the box. And it just shows off some of the other things that they have here. So they got Ripley and the Queen Facehugger. They got the Warrior Alien, which is, whoop, try not to get the light shining on it there, which is all blue. They didn't have that one at the store. They also had the Mantis Alien, which, a little bit of background, back in the day, the Mantis Alien used the same body as the Gorilla Alien. The head and the arms were different, and I think the tail was different, but the basic body was the same, and it also had the arm feature there. So, and of course they also have some Predators as well, which I don't have any of yet, but I'd like to get some of them. The one that I really want to get is probably the Renegade, just because it looks like the original Predator from the first movie. The Ghost would be pretty cool too. I never got any of the Predator figures when they came out. I think they were hard to find in my area. Plus, you know, Blade Fighter Vehicle, which I think is a Predator thing, Queen Alien, and the Power Loader, which they had as toys, NECA toys back in the day. Anyway, that's that. And the comic is actually the same Dark Horse one that came out way back in 1992. So that is really, really awesome. And I want to say they probably all have that. I'm hoping, like I said, that they do the Scorpion Alien at some point. But that's really cool. I haven't read this in 25 years, so I'm going to give this a read once I'm done the video. But let's have a look at the figure itself and what comes with it. So it's got a face hugger, which they did back in the day. Definitely not as detailed as this, though. And the tail can actually bend and is posable like that. The fingers not so much, so the look of this is pretty much the same, but you can change the tail around, which is pretty cool. It also comes with what looks like a clear dome to go over the top of its crest, so we'll see if we can put that on. But here is the figure itself. So again, I don't know a whole lot about this one, so we'll have a look and see what we've got here. Okay. Oh, looks like you can bend the elbow, shoulder, and the hand back and forth a little bit. This one feels a little bit loose, so I'm not going to do too much with it. Oh. Let's stand it up here. Okay, so its feet move. Wow, this thing is big. And the tail, I want to say, is also flexible and posable. Let's see if we can get it away from wanting to curl up. And the Alright, the only thing is that it seems to have some trouble standing up. Kind of wish there was a way to make that a little bit easier. But it is still a pretty cool looking figure. Its head does pivot a bit. And one thing I'm wondering about, okay, the jaw does open. And can you get the little mouth out? I don't want to break anything, but yep, so you can actually get the little mouth out, which is cool. Like I said, the only thing that seems to be difficult is getting this thing to stand up properly, because it looks like it has sort of the feet just don't want to stand up properly. But with its tail there, you can probably get it. Alright, yeah, well, we got it standing up anyway. It is still a pretty cool looking figure. It's not as bulky. Oh, and it just fell over. It's not as bulky as the original one was obviously like the chest. It looks more like the build you would expect for the aliens. But it is still pretty cool. Let's see if we can get that dome on there and see how that looks. Wait, does that... Oh! Okay, it actually replaces. Okay, that's actually kind of neat. So if you wanted to, you could have sort of the clear dome on it, and that's what that looks like. And you can kind of see like the eye socket type of thing in there as well. Don't know how well it's going to show up. Yeah, that's actually pretty cool. I might keep it like that. So yeah, all in all, this is a pretty sweet figure. The only thing is that I wish it was a little easier to get to stand up properly. But I'll probably just fiddle around with it and see if I can get it into a pose that seems to work. But like I said, this is pretty cool. One of my favorite figures growing up when I was younger were these Alien toys. And again, my all-time favorite movie franchise, so I just wanted to get something from that, you know, like I said, I normally wouldn't get these kind of things, but they're just too cool to pass up. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. I'll have some, whoop, yeah, that's going to probably be an issue. But I'm hoping to have some D&D related stuff up within the next 24 to 48 hours as well. Going to do some more recording tonight, but I just picked these up today and kind of wanted to show them off. So, like I said, anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you know, if you're a fan of the Alien movies, you know, let me know in the comments below, and we'll see you next time.